Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. Hey, Commanders fans, today we have some serious updates that could shake up the team's outlook for the rest of the season. You know, whenever we hear about injuries, especially to key players, it always raises eyebrows. But this time, it's especially impactful. We've just learned that Javonte Jean-Baptiste, one of the emerging young defensive ends, will be out for a while after suffering a torn pectoral muscle in that tough 34-27 loss at Atlanta. That game was a real roller coaster, and now with this injury, the team faces some significant challenges on the defensive front. So, what exactly happened? Well, according to head coach Dan Quinn, Jean-Baptiste sustained this injury during the game on Sunday. It's always tough to see a player go down, especially someone like Javonte, who has been making strides this season. Despite being a 7th-round pick in the 2024 draft, he's already carved out a pretty solid rotational role on the defensive line. That's no small feat for a rookie, especially one picked so late, but Jean-Baptiste has shown resilience, dedication, and a real nose for the ball. He's appeared in 15 games so far this season, stepping in when needed, with one start under his belt. And let's not forget, he's made a tangible impact: 19 total tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 3 quarterback hits. Those numbers might not jump off the page for some, but for a young player still finding his rhythm, they're impressive. This injury, however, is a setback not just for him, but for the entire defensive unit. Quinn was quite clear that Jean-Baptiste will be placed on injured reserve, which means he'll be sidelined for an extended period. Interestingly, Quinn mentioned that torn pectoral injuries generally take months to recover from, not just weeks, so it's a serious blow. He even said, "We're bummed for him. He's worked hard to come back from injuries and was starting to make his move again. Definitely a setback for him and a blow for us as well." That really shows how much they value his potential and what he brings to the team. It's always tough to lose a player during the season, especially one with this much potential still untapped, but it's vital that Javonte takes the time he needs to recover fully. The team will certainly be looking for others to step up in his absence, perhaps some of the younger guys who are eager to prove themselves. Now, shifting gears a bit, there's some promising news regarding Jayden Daniels. You know, he's been out for the last couple of games with that right knee sprain, and fans have been anxiously waiting for updates. Quinn indicated that Daniels had a strong workout on Saturday, which is a good sign. The hope is that he might be able to return for the upcoming game against the Los Angeles Chargers this Sunday. That's a critical game for Washington, especially as they look to keep their momentum going and climb the standings in the NFC East. But as always, it's all about how he feels and what the medical team says after further evaluation this week. Quinn explained, "We'll take Tuesday and Wednesday and work out his practice plan, go through the whole process with him this week medically, how he feels, how he practices." So, it's still a bit of a wait-and-see situation, but the fact that he's progressing positively is definitely encouraging for the Commanders and their fans. Having Jayden back would add a significant boost to the team's offensive firepower, especially considering how well he's been playing when healthy. His mobility, decision-making, and leadership on the field could be what the Commanders need to push through some of the tougher defenses they'll face in the coming weeks. But let's take a moment to appreciate the bigger picture here. The NFC East is a division known for its fierce rivalries and unpredictable outcomes. The Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and now the Commanders are all fighting tooth and nail for playoff positioning. Every injury, every recovery, every game has repercussions that ripple through the division, and this season is no different. The Commanders, in particular, have been in a bit of a roller coaster. After a promising start, they lost some key players, and now, with Jean-Baptiste out for a while, they'll need to adapt quickly. The defense, which has been a work in progress all season, will have to find ways to compensate for this loss. Young players on the roster, like the guys who have been waiting in the wings, are now thrust into the spotlight. It's a true test of coaching and resilience. Coach Dan Quinn has been known for his defensive schemes and ability to rally his troops, and he'll surely be looking for others to step up, whether it's from the depth chart or new signings. The good news is that, historically, teams that face adversity like this can often rally and find new ways to succeed, especially when they have a strong culture and leadership. And speaking of leadership, the Commanders' season so far has been marked by moments of brilliance, some inconsistency, but always plenty of fight. Their offensive side has been coming alive at times, with the defense trying to hold the line. But injuries like these test the depth, the mental toughness, and the ability to adapt on the fly. It's in these moments that teams forge their identity, and the Commanders have shown they're capable of overcoming setbacks, even if it means leaning on younger players or adjusting their game plan. Looking ahead, the matchup against the Chargers is pivotal. They are 3-1, and with Justin Herbert leading the charge, it's no easy task. The Commanders will need to be at their best, especially if Jaden Daniels is able to return. His mobility and playmaking ability could be the difference maker in a game that's likely to be high-scoring and intense. The Chargers have a solid defense, but if Washington's offense can capitalize on opportunities, and if Daniels is feeling well enough to execute the game plan, we could be in for a real showdown. But back to the defense, the loss of Jean-Baptiste leaves some gaps in the pass rush and run defense. It's a blow, no doubt about it. The young defensive linemen will need to step up, and the coaching staff will have to innovate to keep that unit competitive. It's also worth noting that Jean-Baptiste, despite being a rookie, has shown flashes of what could be a very promising NFL career. His work ethic and talent have impressed everyone, and it's unfortunate that he'll be missing significant time early in his career. Still, this is part of the journey, and with proper rehab and patience, he could come back even stronger. This injury also puts a spotlight on the importance of depth in the roster. The Commanders have been working hard to build a competitive team, and moments like these test their resilience. The front office, the coaching staff, and the players all have a role in turning this setback into an opportunity. It's about rallying around each other, focusing on the game plan, and making sure everyone steps up when it counts. The NFL season is a marathon, not a sprint, and how teams respond to adversity often defines their success. Now, let's not forget that the NFC East is one of the most competitive divisions in football. Every game is a battle, and injuries can tip the scales. The Commanders still have a lot to play for, and with the right mindset, they can turn these challenges into stepping stones. The coaching staff will have to be creative, adjusting their schemes, and making the most of the talent available. And the players, especially the young ones, will have to show that they're ready to rise to the occasion. As we look ahead to this weekend's game against the Chargers, it's clear that every play, every decision, and every effort will be crucial. The team has shown resilience before, and they'll need to do it again now. Fans, you know how passionate we all are about this team, and it's in moments like these that our support matters even more. Let's keep the faith, stay loud, and continue to believe in the potential of this squad. The season isn't over, and with the right adjustments, the Commanders can still make a deep run, even with some setbacks along the way. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. We're in this together, and the best is yet to come. Keep supporting, keep believing, and let's see how this team responds to adversity. Thanks for being here, and as always, go Commanders.